Hey everybody, it's Edwardo here with your DraftStream weekend preview, I guess. And look what we have here. It's your boy, CEO, founder of Cinema Draft and the DraftStream game, rightfully atop the standings where I belong. Also tied with Gamble24x7. Although somebody didn't do a tiebreaker. Gotta get your tiebreakers in, folks. But of course, if things ended today, which they will not, a lot of movement still to come. We'll get into that in a minute. I would be crowned the champion, but first place money of $35 would go to G24x7. And G24 also is competing with himself for second place, trying to sweep the full $50. So we'll keep an eye on that. Not to mention competing for the low ball down here between G24, myself, and Ringballs. Ringball. Oh wow, with a 17-point lead deficit. We're gonna have to figure out how to talk about this low ball contest. But yeah, he's got a decent lead on me for the low ball. We'll get into those call sheets for a second, but of course, the one thing you all are wondering is there's no Jaybird. That's right, everybody. No Jaybird this week. Did not submit a call sheet. He did, via email, say he will be back for his crown next week, which really kind of sucks because I was looking forward to taking him down. I really do think I have a call sheet that's going to do it. Apparently, G24 had the same idea as well. So let's take a look at some call sheets real quick. This is what I thought would be my number one call sheet. And it looks like Darkness Falls, even though it's a bit of a punt, it's kind of hurting your boy. So I think just this headliner stack right here takes me out of contention. Although Defy Blood's going to be popular, although early on, I think it still needs some scores in. Defy Bloods only has 2 scores in, none of which are audience scores yet. It drops tonight, 12 a.m. Pacific time. I'm not sure if I'll watch it at 12 or if I'll watch it first thing in the morning, but I am watching it. All 2.5 hours of it. What else? So this one, I mean, everyone's got, or most people have some exposure to the Defy Bloods, as expensive as it is. So I can't even say that's going to make much of a difference. Morona's Fantastic Tale, I need more of that. I have a 4 stack of this, and let me show you the call sheet, which is in the lead, or tied for the lead, winning on tiebreakers. I stacked up. I thought it was I mean, from the information that was already out there, it seemed like it was going to do pretty well, and I just went asymmetrical, an 8-2. Did a max stack of Moronas and a headliner stack of Defy Bloods. So yep, there you have it. And so right now, and actually, let's take a look at the perfect call sheet, because somehow it is actually still about 30 points off the perfect call sheet. The perfect call sheet, while heavily exposed to Morona's Fantastic Tale, having pretty much the bulk of that title in there, of that movie in there, but then also, looky here, Galabo Citabo and the Soul Collector, and look at this budget. I mean, talk about going low. I mean, so much value here. And honestly, at the time that I set this talent pool, there was very little information on Morona's Fantastic Tale. Animation tends to do well. For all of you who are actually using the master score list, it is helpful. Check it out. Make a copy and mess around with it, but you can sort it all sorts of different ways. You can sort it by genre. As you can see, when you sort it by genre, oops, did that upside down. Animation tends to do pretty well. But anyways, the perfect call sheet has a nice fat 7-stack of Morona's Fantastic Tale, headliner stack of Gulabo Citabo, which honestly has just the critics rating and needs some more scores, I believe, and the Soul Collector. Interesting. Did not see any of that coming. Also, kudos to you guys. All but one of these titles were used, except for the Woods. I think the Netflix foreign... I'm not sure if it's a curse, but Netflix and foreign titles can be a bit of a stay away, even if they do debut on Friday. So everyone avoided the Woods. Otherwise, every other title was used in call sheets. And also, just to confirm, G24's call sheet looks almost exactly like mine. Actually, he paid $100 more. Must have been on his day player. Oh no, he's got 2 day players. Oh, that's interesting. So, remember how we said the only thing we can say for certain of the perfect call sheet construction is only 1 day player. Well, looky here. Well, in this one, there is only 1 day player, but I kind of like what he did, and I think I went only 1 day play. No, I went 2 day players too. We love us some Morona's Fantastic Tale. I went double day player because I just wanted as much exposure to Morona's as I could find, and so did G24. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah. My partner in poker, another poker head from Vegas, G24. He also went with 2 day players. Bless your heart. Bucking the rules, but knowing that Morona, I mean, and look at on Thursday night, already out to a 109.80 base score. It pretty much can only go up from here. What else is Morona's Fantastic Tale? Oh, so it's got scores. It's got scores across the board. I guess this can go down. This Google user score seems pretty strong early. Metacritic's been hating recently. Last week, Metacritic scores were really low overall. I mean, the IMDb for this is pretty strong. And actually, let me fix this while we're here. The top score for other tiebreakers, if we have them. Is that right? That is right. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's a tie. Any other ties? No other ties this week. Okay. So yeah, so we had the similar type of out-of-the-box call sheet construction. We had the minimum, and reminder, you know, you have to have a minimum of 2... Where'd it go? You have to have a minimum of 2 different titles in your call sheet, and we satisfied that with the 5 Bloods and Morona's Fantastic Tale. Okay. So let's see some other interesting call sheets. Oh, how's the Draft Mom doing? Brown Baby. She said she's going to do better this week. So far, in the bottom third. Let's take a look at Brown Baby real quick. What's going on, Mom? No tiebreak from you two, Mom. So sad. But it looks like a lot of her stuff... well, here it is. Infamous. This is just bad, Mom. Now, if you waited until... maybe even as late as yesterday, but definitely this morning, to do your call sheet or to finalize your call sheet, you would have seen that Infamous... I mean, I can see it here. Infamous on Rotten Tomatoes is just tracking abysmally. So unless you're using Infamous as like a lowball call sheet, I don't know what to tell you. Oop, that's the wrong one. Wrong Infamous. Look at that, 11%. Just a shambles. Bella Thorne, what is going on with your career? Anyways, Infamous is, I mean, she's got no shot of recovery. I mean, I don't know how you recover from an 11%. Unless, let's just see for shits and giggles. Let's say we gave her, all right, so it's at 59.25 right now. If it got 100, 100, and a 10. Oh, well, okay, that's a different story. All right, well, it's good. If you got 100, 100, and like a 6, that might be worthwhile. It might actually pull her out of the dumps somewhat. But that's not going to happen. Not likely. So, sorry, Mom. Your call sheet is DOA. Yes, I kissed my mother with that mouth. All right. Who else? Actually, let's see G24's other call sheet. That's also in contention still. Crossing Swords, off to a rough start. The Five Bloods has yet to debut for audiences. The Samora Morona's Fantastic Tale. And a headliner stack of the Soul Collector. Alright. So it definitely has some first place potential if Crossing Swords can get out of its own way. Crossing Swords, excuse me. Off to a rough start. A 17% from Rotten Tomatoes. But, of course, a good Google user score can salvage that. But that 17, though, wow, it really weighs on it. Look, it only got to 82.75. Yeesh. So, I don't know. We'll keep our eye on it. I'm not terribly optimistic about Crossing Sword, which is strange because animation, as shown in here, does pretty well. I'd say it averages about 85, maybe? So, who else? The God of Cheese! Starting off in the top 5. You love to see it. Alright, let's see what the GOC's got going on. Beechum House. A bit of a sleeper. Decent value, too. He's got the requisite exposure to Morona's. If you don't have Morona's Fantastic Tale on your call sheet this weekend, you're probably not going to win. Just putting that out there. And then headliner stacks of Ringside and the King of Staten Island. The King of Staten Island is definitely already filled out its score sheet. And now he's at, oh, actually no, okay, so it's still missing IMDb user score. So IMDb users like it, like my mom. My mom of all people is really looking forward to seeing the King of Staten Island this weekend. An 8.0 from someone like Mom could definitely bump it up. And definitely make things more interesting for GOC. And there's already, I think, 130 130 reviews in. So this 73 is pretty much set. And it'll just be up to the users to really kind of bump it up or not over the weekend. And also, so far, with using our Google user system, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So half the scores have yet to report, but of course, nothing's debuted yet. Everything's coming out either Thursday or Sunday. Friday or Sunday. So I think this is going to be one of those weekends where we're going to see probably some significant movement Saturday and not much movement on Sunday, and then some surprises down the stretch on Monday. Let's take a look at Ringball's lowball call sheet to see what I have to contend with. And for reference, the lowball perfect score, or the perfect lowball score, right now would be a underwhelming 575.10. A lot of Artemis foul. Ooh, what a misfire. That sucker is I mean, you want to talk dead on arrival. Sheesh. Artemis Fowl has a 14 and a 32 from the critics. Google users not impressed. Not impressed, buddy. A 49.50. Now, it'll take a lot to challenge last week's The Last Days of American Crime. I don't know if anyone's ever breaking that record of depth of score. But Artemis Fowl off to a bad start, and it is Ringballs Dose, who's got plenty of it. A 5-pack. Headliner stack. Oh, sorry, day player stack. last thing you want in a lowball call sheet is a headliner stack. One headliner, one co-star, and then nothing but day players. A 3-pack of day players and a day player stack for Crossing Swords right here. These all righteously suck. He's at 581.70. What is holding back my lowball call sheet? So I've got plenty of Infamous. And Infamous just needs more scores, I believe, right? Yeah, once this bad boy gets released into the world and some suckers pay for this for their local virtual theater, we could see some real hate here. I'm hoping for like a 3.0. I mean, look if this gets a 3.0. Look at where that puts me. Look at that. Look at that. Let's make it happen. But right now, your boy Ringballs is only, what, 6 points off of the perfect low ball? The absolute gutter ball call sheet? In mine, and so I just need more. I just need more help from Infamous. I've got decent exposure Artemis Fowl, and a sampler of Exit Plan. All right, and let's take a look at one more call sheet from last week's second place winner, Ottergy Studios. His highest contending one is in 5th place. Let's take a look at what he's got going on here. And there it is, heavy on Morona. But then, heavy on Ringside. Now, my only concern about this, I like the asymmetrical construction, just the 2 titles. That seems to be in vogue this week. But Ringside, Showtime documentaries have kind of been hit or miss. So let's do genre. Sort it. Here we go. Documentary, where'd it go? Here we go, documentaries. So Showtime, In the Water got a 79.90 only because it got a singular IMDb user score. Do we have another one? Here's one, The Longest War, 77.10. A singular IMDb user score. For whatever reason, critics aren't checking for Showtime documentaries, and audiences, I mean, it's up to the audience, and usually it's only an IMDb audience. So we'll keep our eye on that one. Ottergy Studios, aka MJCJ. We'll keep our eye on that one. But this might actually be about what it gets. Ringside right now has that IMDb user score. Oh, that would suck if it was just stuck there, never moved. But you never know. Prove us wrong. We are only in week 10 of the game. Any week now, damn it. This sucker's going to be coded up and ready to rock. We're working fiercely behind the scenes. We appreciate your patience with the spreadsheets. We appreciate all these call sheets. I love the data. I love seeing the competing strategies. Let's get it. And I will see you back here Saturday, sometime after 12 p.m. Pacific time, with our Saturday estimates update. Thanks for playing, everybody.